Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above, and super excited for what Spirit is going to bring for us this evening, as always. But before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you would like to join me in doing that, I always welcome that. And let's take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, we can all gather together to multiply this beautiful love energy outside of space and time, because it is outside of space and time. So we'll just allow that love to flow down into our own heart and fill us up first. And then it overflows out to the world, circling the globe in a huge, huge bubble of unconditional love that will do what it wants to do to ignite more unconditional love, to bring us into this transformation into what we're wanting to become. And of course, if you yourself are in need of unconditional love in this moment for your own heart, your mind, your body, relationship, a situation, for a loved one, whatever it may be, we send love to you and to that person, that situation. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space and help create the space for that beautiful love to go out to the world. Before we get into the readings, I do want to make sure everyone knows I do a weekly giveaway every Monday, and I put out a video on Tuesdays letting you know what the next uh, giveaway is going to be for the following week. The last two Mondays, I've been I give away 1 hour free personal recorded reading and 15-minute personal recorded readings. I'm going to do that also this next Monday. Here's the link to that video if you haven't checked it out. If you haven't already went into your, of course, you have to be subscribed to the channel to enter. And if you haven't gone into your notification settings and selected the all option, I encourage you to do so, because it'll then notify you when the winners are announced, also any of the giveaways that I have when those come out, and then any of the other videos that I post. And it also give you advanced notification for these. I usually post about an hour before, just to put out the little notification, but you can jump in there early as soon as it's out and get in line and you can enter the chat, pop in and put your question, and then pop out, and then come back later to watch it, or come back during the lives to watch as well. We also had the April readings for each individual zodiac sign. Those did come out this morning. Let me post that. And we've got the eclipses are impacting us. We have one eclipse that happens in April. The other is like just into May, but they start impacting us 6 to 8 weeks before. So we're already feeling that energy. So I talk about that in this video, and also about the Mercury retrograde, which gets a bad rap. It's a wonderful time when the tide is coming in, that we can repair our nets, review things. It's a perfect, beautiful energy to review and edit and rehash old ideas, not for starting new things, but for rehashing old. So there's a lot of strong energies in April. That's why we're asking Spirit help, and what else they'd like to help prepare us for the month. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do that. Some great, very fiery energy. And we also had another pick a card that came out. Is where can you use light in your life? So that's another pick a card that you can check out, as well as the Aries energy of this Aries new moon we just had this week. There's a pick a card on what's blocking you from moving forward. So if you are interested in checking any of those out for additional messages, there you go. You have them. All right. So let's get my desktop all set up here, and we will get into the readings. If you are new to my channel or new to these readings, how we handle the free readings is I do go down in order, first come, first serve, actually in the chat. There's not a special list anywhere. The chat is the list. So all you do is pop your question there. And then I go down just in order. If you don't want to put your personal business out there, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're wanting, and I just pull cards for that. But if anyone makes a donation, I do step out of the free readings to honor that energy exchange, and I will prioritize those. I actually go deeper into those too. And then when I'm done, I step back in where I left off on the free readings and continue going down. Usually I'm on for about 2 hours, so I try to get through as many free readings as I can during that period. So that's the skinny whip. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, well, to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below. YouTube does take about 1/3 of that for administrative fees. If you want to make a donation another way, I do have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. All those links and information are in the pinned comment at the top of the chat, as well as the description box of the video. There's no amount of money that's required. I understand everyone has different funds available at different times of their life. And so I don't look at that, because $1 million to a billionaire can seem like, a buck, and $1 to someone can be like 1,000 or $1 million to them because they don't have hardly anything at the time. So there's no dollar amount required, like a certain amount. So someone asked that, and I go, that's a good question. That's something good to mention. So that is what we have. I don't have any donations as of right now, so we will start at the very top with CC Lindsay. And let's take a look here. I'm using the Tarot of the Mystical, what is this? Mystical Moments. So if you guys like it, where you can find those on the internet somewhere. I usually get a lot of mine off of Amazon. I know. Feeding the big alligator company. So Lindsay, you want to know, may you know what's Ken's next actions towards Crystal? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, it looks like here, little Kenneth here is looking for some balance in their life. I feel like they've started this new journey right now, and they're just trying to find this. I just don't. I feel like everything has just been up in the air, and all they've had like significant endings, and with the full card, it's new beginnings, starting a new path. A whole lot of new stuff is coming in, so there's this balancing energy that with that they're trying to find just some equilibrium. I don't use that word, but that's what Spirit is saying, this equilibrium. They're trying to get that in their life. And once they do, the Five of Pentacles is this transformation that's going through a feeling left out in the cold or abandoned or, lack. They're working through these feelings of lack. Once they do that, then, we have the Page of Wands, which is new passion, new drive, new ambition. And so when all of this equilibrium happens and they're more on their way of this little journey that they're on, then I feel like they will have action that they will take on the passions they have. So there's this, passionate attraction, but it feels like it's going to be a while. It feels like they really, really have some inner processing and a lot going on in their world where they're wanting to, get it all squared away. That spirit energy is flowing already. I'm getting warm already. So, whew, all right, spirit is flowing. So that's what I feel. It's kind of weird energy going on with them. Not weird. They just feel all out of sorts and confused, and like their whole life is up in array, and they don't know what's the next step, where they're going to head, what's going to happen next, blah, blah, blah. And so they're just kind of spinning off. That's why I feel it's so. It's almost like they've got life. What is it? Vertigo. They're just like I just don't know what to do. They're just spinning, and they just I just feel like such a strong need of grounding for them. But I just feel like they don't know what way is up, what way is down, and so they're not in any position to like make any choices or decisions or actions. They're just it's all over the place. My head feels like all over the place. I just like, woof. I would. It's like a little Tasmanian devil, the of the Bugs Bunny, the Tasmanian devil, just spinning, 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 and it's like I think I'm going to stay over here. But that's some interesting energy coming in there, Lindsay. So that's what they have for you, though. So enjoy. I know, right? Right. Anya Ahuya, you are up next, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much. Zoe to the E. Hello, hello. All right. Thank you for your donation. I know, right? Lindsay, dang. Well, I don't know. It's better they do it now than, that they make some decision and then back out of it, right? It's like, yeah, I want someone stable minded as they come in. All right. So, Zo to the E. Soul meet Zo. There you are. So, you want to know, where is your divine masculine A's energy at in their relationship right now? Let's take a look here. What's going on inside of them? Okay, maybe not that one too. What else? Clarity. Okay, there we go. All right, what are these all about? Okay. Okay, well, so they've got this interesting energy happening. I don't know maybe it's all the eclipses just are messing with everyone's wiring or mine. But they've got the Emperor here, which I do like for it, but the Seven of Pentacles is about patience and that, things are slowly unfolding. The last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. And so this represents taking time and things are just going slowly. I do like the Emperor coming in here for him because the Emperor represents, all these advisors, everyone trying to have these strings, trying to tell the Emperor who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, where they're supposed to go, blah, 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 blah. And they're just really ready, they listen to everyone, but then you can see how little influence they really have because the Emperor will then send everyone out of the throne room and make the decision of what they're wanting. So I feel like they're really taking their good old time in their relationship now to decide what they want. I feel like it makes sense here as I'm looking at these other cards that they have been investing a lot of energy. This Ace of Wands is like new passion, new energy that's coming in because they've been looking at their own thoughts, their own beliefs, their own mindsets that have made them feel, caged, restricted, blinded, bound in the past. And so I feel like they've been taking this slow time to really look at their beliefs around relationship and there's a new passion that's rising in them because they are realizing all this emotional energy they've been putting in to try to live up to all these rules in their head that they've been given all their life, the supposed to's and shoulds and need to's that just felt like it was sucking the life out of their relationship energy. So I feel like they've been doing this work and taken it just feels like it's been taking a good old long time because they didn't rush it. I feel like they were taking, just this what do they call it when you just wander? It's just meandering down a path, not like rushing, but just kind of wandering around things, thinking about things, but not super, super focused. But I feel like it's coming to a point here because we do have new birth coming in, form, sensuality, and this, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, where I feel like they're nurturing what they want and being true to themselves. The Three of Pentacles is like this card of be true to you. Don't, be influenced by, all of the expectations, afraid of the people that will, like his children, praise and punishment, the people that will punish us for not doing what um, they want us to do, or lose the praise of people when we don't do what they want us to do. So it's some interesting energy that's coming in here. It just feels like they might even, have felt like they've been um, a little distant because they're kind of off, like I said, wandering around, thinking about things, focusing on them, but they're ready to really let go of who they think everyone thinks they're supposed to be and should be, need to be. And I just feel really like they're about to stand up for what they want, and who they want to be, and not in a mean way. I don't feel like they're a mean person. I just feel like they want to be true to who they want to be instead of all the pressure of trying to fit in and meet a long list of requirements. So that's what's coming through. Yeah. 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 Exactly. So this is with this current relationship, yeah, at a crossroads. His mother. Oh, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, right? But yeah, he's ready to nurture himself and do what he wants. So I like that. Yeah. 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 I feel so. I feel so. So we'll see how far he gets before the mother clamps back down. I'm just kidding. But what a journey he's on. So that's what's going on with them. So that's what they want you to know right now, anyway. So many blessings to you there, Zoe. And thank you again for your donation. All right. So we'll continue back into the free readings. We have Anya Ahuya. You want to know, when will you attain your I'm sorry, I read destined goal, but you want your desired goal, which maybe that is your destined goal. Let's see what they have to say here. Nope. what they're saying here. So the Freudian slip was spirit, because the Hierophant is about spirit, kind of taking you inward to really find what your capital T truth is. Like, who do you truly want to be? What do you truly want to accomplish in this world? What truly is your destined desired goal? What your higher heart desires. And so they're nudging you to look into that so you could really um, find out what this is. You have the Queen of Wands too, which she's all about drive and ambition, and she has the power to make things happen. But the Queen of Wands also has water, which allows her to connect to the spirit world again, to have their eye in the sky, to have that connection with spirit, really guide us into directions that are for our highest experience. So I feel like there's a desired goal that has been, I almost feel like it's not your desire, it's desires that have been put into your brain from other people throughout your life, and advertising, and you know, movies and books and everything else, and all that popular opinion has us all kind of brainwashed and conditioned that these are the top three dreams. You will be married and in this relationship. You will have this house. You will have these many children and have this type of possessions. It's like, ugh. And I feel like there's something more that spirit wants to show you. And so they're drawing you in, where they're encouraging you to develop that relationship with your higher self, to really um, fine tune and see, what is it that my high heart desires for me? What's the desired goal? Is it the same? If it is, then that's when you get that confirmation from spirit going, yes, this goal is the goal of your high heart, and ask spirit to guide you through that, because that Queen of Wands has the ability to dial up the eye in the sky when you're at a pivotal point in your life of going, well, should I go left or right? And you're like, hey, can you let me know? And they'll give you signs. Okay, to the right. Boom, I'll go to the right. So you're developing this relationship with them. But I think, first of all, they're just really wanting you to focus in on, that piece of it. So that's what's coming through right now for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. Yeah, we're not going to manifest that. You're very welcome, Zoe. All right, Esther E. Hello, hello. When will you feel like your happiest self again? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here about that happiness? Wow. Two aces. Very much new beginning, how empowering energy too. Because the happiest self is when we feel this beautiful love from above, right? The Ace of Cups is the chalice, it's the Holy Grail. It is when we are truly our happiest, is when we're filling up with the unconditional, eternal love from above. And it just transforms your life. I mean, all of those are beautiful yellow butterflies are just busting out of that chalice there. And the Ace of Pentacles shows that there's these new opportunities that are opening up in the outside world that allow you to connect to this and really feel this wholeness and this completeness. We find this by turning inward and upward, right? We discover the outside world isn't quite what satisfies us for very long. If we feel any satisfaction, it's temporary and short term, and then poof, it's gone. The Ace of Pentacles also, excuse me, is this journey of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. So I feel like the happiness, the truer and even more happier than you've ever been, is when you're connecting to that beautiful love of spirit of up above, and you realize it's what you've been hungering and thirsting for, and it transforms your whole outside world. The outside world stops being disappointing because we stop looking to it for that love that we can only find within us. And then anything on the outside world is above and beyond extra. So it brings this just change of world. There's this, I call it the spice cake mantra. And I don't know why it's spice cake. I don't particularly crave spice cake, but it's what came through. I think it's because it was all spicy. But Spirit gave it to me because it basically goes, I am my own spice cake. And the love of the true unconditional love of my friends and my family, that's the frosting on top of the spice cake. And the accomplishments I make in life are the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And my intimate relationships are the whipped topping on top of the cherry, on top of the frosting, on top of the spice cake. If for some reason I don't have the whipped topping or the cherry, or if all my friends and family that truly unconditionally love me were on the other side, because that's the only way they wouldn't be on this plane anymore, even if I didn't have any of those things, I'd still be one awesome freaking spice cake. And so that's what, puts everything in order of I find that happiness in here, and no one can take that away from me. And then everything else is extra and above and beyond. So that's what's coming through right now for you, Esther. So hang in there and enjoy that beautiful love that is at your fingertips. All right. So Sagittarius 21, you want to know what are your Aquarius's true feelings and intentions towards you currently? Well, let's take a look here and see what they have coming in here. So we have the Five of Pentacles, which is this feeling of abundance, transformation towards abundance, because it starts off feeling like lack and being abandoned and left out in the cold and left behind. It's this cage of worthlessness. It's challenging how we feel about just our overall abundance. And so their feelings, I just feel like they feel less than, and that's okay. That doesn't have to do with you. This is like left over from, unless you've known them since before they were 7 years old. This is all leftover emotions and things that happened to their emotional body when they were young that had just rippled and stayed with them all this time, bubbling down underneath the surface. So the feelings they have, they're trying to find their wholeness. And one of the things that they're trying to do that is this, validation of their worth through other people. And we do that, until we realize people change, people pass away, people walk away. When that happens enough, when we feel abandoned and left behind enough, that's when we go through this change. And I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, this is a change they're going through. And they're starting to realize, with this foundation of this energy from you, that they are learning to stand on their own for their own worth, looking more from a higher point of view, like inward and upward, for the definition of who they are. Their intentions here, really, there's they're an air sign, which makes sense with the Justice card, because that's the Ace of Swords over here, which represents the mind, the thoughts, the belief, and all that. And I feel like their intentions towards you, I don't know if you guys have a common interest or a common like goal to save the world. Maybe it's not that extreme, but I feel like there's this wonderful energy they feel with you, that they feel they could accomplish things, that you could change the world together in a way. And it's this Aquarian energy that's up off in the clouds sometimes, that they feel like they want to really help transform society in different ways, or help the collective, help the world, And I just feel like they feel empowered with your energy, because you have very strong, fiery, bold energy, and they like that. And so I feel like their feelings and their intentions, these are the true feelings and intentions that are what's really going on. If you took them and had them do a lie detector test, they would come up with different feelings and intentions from the human perspective. But they're going like way deep on you here, with spirit saying, this is what truly is driving them. This is what's going on underneath the surface that they may not even be aware of. Because I feel like what they would say their feelings and intentions is a relationship, is this, but what's really happening underneath the surface is that. So, there's always there's two sides to every reading. There's one that has to do with the human point of view, rooted in the fears of losing conditional love, and then there's the higher big picture where they know what's really happening and why, and those things. But that went quite deep. But that's what they have for you, Sagittarius. So, enjoy that. Many blessings for you. All right, Sterling L, you are up next, and you'd like a message from KL. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see. What does KL have for you here? So you've got a lot of a very emotional message here, because we've got the Queen of Cups who rules over emotion, but all the queens are given a second portion of emotion, which makes them very psychic, very connected to the spirit world, able to dive deep into their emotions, really understands emotions. And then here is the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving old emotions behind that no longer serve and to head forward. So I feel like the message from KL here is really connect to your spiritual side. Really dive deep into your emotions and take some time to do that. Dive deep, connect to that deep, deep spirit connection. It allows you to let go of these relationships that no longer serve you, these friendships, just these emotional interactions in your life, either memories or people that are in your life now, letting them go. I mean, not investing energy in them anymore, really managing your emotional energy. It allows you to walk away, and they're headed off into the Nine of Cups, which is emotional wish fulfillment, which is like dreams come true, fulfillment of emotion from the inside out, where you just feel this joy that overflows and comes into your life. So I do like this message coming through here for you, um, because it is for your highest experience, for your life. So kind of short and sweet there, but very clear. And that's what they have for you right now, Sterling. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Spiritual Gifts Diva, you are up next. And so you want any messages from Rishi? Let's take a look here. All right. So we've got the King of Swords here and the Knight of Cups. So the King of Swords, of course, rules over thought and belief and mindset. So very mental, but all the kings are also given a second portion of air. So really a lot off in their head. And I feel like that is kind of what they're do. That's their norm. They just click into that. They spend a lot of time thinking, and overthinking and rethinking. The Knight of Cups, I feel, is like that what they wish is what they could do, but they just have a hard time expressing their emotions. Knight of Cups is like pursuit of love, pursuit of a higher love, movement of emotion. And I just feel like the energy I'm feeling is like, I'm here, but I wish I could do this, but I'm just not built that way. And I'm trying to be able to do this, but I feel like they fail in being able to communicate emotions. I'm kind of seeing like Spock from Star Trek trying to, crack a joke. It's like not going to go well. It's just this very logical, very in their mind, but they have trouble communicating the emotions that they do have inside. But I feel like that their mind just kind of keeps their heart in a kennel way back inside, that it doesn't it's not allowed to express itself. So I feel like that's just the message that they want you to know. It's almost like this. It's not personal. I have trouble communicating emotion to everyone. I wish I could be different. I'm trying. It's not being very successful right now. So that's what seems to be coming through. So that's what they have for you right now, Spiritual Gifts Diva. So hang in there. Always interesting energies coming through for sure. All right. And we have the Pink Rose. Hey, Rose. And you'd like a general for the coming days. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about the coming days here? So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is movement, but it's very slow movement in the outside world. So it almost feels like things slow for the next coming days, just slow down, really, really slow. And it's giving you a time here to process some what I call lower vibrational emotions. They'd be emotions related to fears or disappointments, and just the sad lower kind of vibrational. It could be anger, anything rooted into those fear emotions. That there's just time to process some, because you do come out on the other side with those two flowers, which are the Two of Cups in the Standard Tarot, which represent your power of emotional choice. And I kind of feel like what's happening here in the few coming days here is just this growth opportunity with emotional power, knowing that every moment is either of unconditional love or of our fears of losing a conditional love. And neither is right, neither is wrong. They just feel different. They bring in different experiences. Unconditional love makes you feel powerful and expansive, and have emotions like gratitude and peace and joy and laughter. It's like, okay, that brings all that. But the Five of Cups also tells us we came down here to experience these fear emotions, because we can't, that's what we experience back home, right? But we don't get to experience these. So we came to contrast, in experiencing sadness, we understand happiness and joy more. And understanding chaos and experiencing chaos, we understand peace more, right? So we did come down here on purpose to experience them, but when we experience those fear emotions, we do feel small, restricted, powerless, and emotions related to fear. So I feel like they're just letting you know that with what's unfolding, it's giving you this ability and power to really go, I get to choose what I want to feel in each moment. Though we have a ton of opinion from all these popular opinions when we were growing up, that when this happens, this is how you have to feel. And when this happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. But we don't have to. You can be a rebel. You can feel any way you want. It's either going to be one or the other, neither right, neither wrong. And they just want you to be aware that you're not trapped in the old, fearful emotions. At any moment, you can choose something else if you so wish. So that's what they have for you, Rose. So many, many blessings to you. All right, we took care of that. All right, and Ms. Dra, you'd like an angel message. So let's take a look here and see what the angels have for you. Just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So you have some messages coming in here from Spirit, obviously, angel messages, but they're talking to you about in your everyday life, there's, if there's conflict that's going on here in communication, you have the Five of Swords, which is our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our expectations, our communication. And this can either be reflective in an outside world where you're having conflict with another individual who's trying to make you basically trying to prove that their small t truths that are related to the fears of losing conditional love, their little opinion is more truer than your small t truths of opinion. That always results in a clash. So it could be in the outside world that's happening, or it could be internal too. The battle of your human self with your spirit self, right? Because there definitely can have conflict in those beliefs, one of unconditional, the other of conditional, one of love, one of fear, and those can clash. But what solves it though is there's usually two swords on one side, two swords on another, and then one big huge sword in the middle, which the five is the transformation of how you're approaching truths. The Ace of Swords allows you to connect to the capital T truth of the higher realm, which is rooted in unconditional love, and it allows you to cut away the small T truths that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love in the human realm. And you stop trying to feel like you have to defend your small T truths because you seem for the illusion that they are. You focus instead on the capital T truths of the higher realm. And the Eight of Wands here represents this beautiful messages coming in from spirit. I like to reverse it here and make it look like this, where it's a bunch of satellite discs from the heavens, and you're bringing in all these messages from spirit because you are opening up to those capital T truths, and you're seeking their perspective, the higher perspective, because we know that is they don't have any any ulterior motives, anything that is selfish. They're like, we're going to give you everything you need so that you can have the best experience here possible. They're like, we're not going to lie to you, we're not going to try to manipulate you, unlike humans who, when we're in fear, we're going to do all sorts of trying of manipulation and controlling. So I like this freedom of battling that's coming in here for you. And that's what the angels are wanting you to know right now, Miss Draw. So many blessings to you. That is what they have. All right. And then we are to Felicia Fang. Hello, Felicia. Thank you for liking as well. And that's always a great reminder. I appreciate that so much. To thank all of you. I don't thank you enough for all the likes you get by clicking the little thumbs up button. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm loves it. It's free, and it just helps spread the Zen love. So thank you to all of you that do that and have done that, because you're part of the love tsunami that we send out to the world. So a big, great thank you for that. And thank you, Felicia. So Felicia, will your next job include much traveling? All right, so let's take that look here. And will it be overseas? Let's see here. All right, well, I do like this. I feel like it. You have the Page of Pentacles, which is new opportunities. So for me, asking if your job would include traveling, this would be yes, because there is, new opportunities for you to go places and see new things. And so it really opens up new opportunities in the outside world for you. Would it be overseas? I almost feel like it says it is going to be within your grasp and within your power, because the King of Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your inspiration. It's very fiery energy. But the king rules, over the fire. He has the Ace of Wands, which whatever they focus on is what grows and expands. So I feel like, it's kind of like this entrepreneur energy, this emperor energy with this king. It's like taking control and making it happen. So like your job will include traveling. And I feel like if you will come up with ideas, you'll come up with things that will allow you to travel overseas, because you are joining special projects in your job, or you're coming up with a new idea that will expand the company, and it requires you to travel overseas. And so they're like, well, since it was you were a big part of the idea and the putting the presentation to have this approved, you get to go, and we're going to send you because you know what we're trying to achieve. And so I really like that. I feel like the second piece is something that you ignite, something that you make happen. So I like that for you, Felicia. So that is what they have. Many blessings for you. Yeah, you are. You definitely. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine, and so when we are ready to, it's like the magician energy. We all have that magician that we put things forward. We don't wait for things to happen. We make it happen. That's what that King of Wands energy, that piece of you that you're just like, bam. So I like it. All right. K-pop, you are up next. So you want to know what is coming towards you. Let me just make sure I didn't skip anyone. No. Okay. What is coming towards you here? All right. Well, well, well. So you do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is very fortunate. You know, it's endings and new beginnings. And with the Ace of Wands here, there's definitely new passion, new start, things coming here. So whatever ends and starts things moving in your life, it happens for you, where even your human self feels like it's fortunate for you, you know, because everything that happens in our life is actually for us. Just our human side, our human psyche sometimes has trouble going, I having trouble believing that that is happening for me. No, no, no. But this, what's happening here, your human self even feels like it's fortunate. So this new passion, it could be new love if that's what you're looking for. But whatever is moving out is making space for the new to come in, and there is um, new energy, new passion, new opportunities that are just opening up, and it's all for you. So that is what is coming towards you, which is pretty positive. So I like that, K-pop, and that's as much as that they'll reveal right now with those cards for you. So many blessings to you. And Grace, you are up next. You're very welcome, Felicia. And Grace, is anything that you need to know? So, what does Spirit want you to know right here, right now? All right. Interesting. I feel like there's this um, like divine meeting, of course, because these are kind of like not quite divine counterparts, because she is earth and water, and he is fire and air. So it's almost like direct opposites. You have all four elements here, divine, masculine, and feminine here too. So on a higher spiritual, we're going to do a double reading. On a spiritual level, this is about you really coming into balance with yourself, with your divine masculine, divine feminine side of you, and all four elements, where you're just coming into this really balanced pinnacle in your life. It's almost just like everything just but don't get used to it, because it never lasts that long here in this physical plane, right? But it's like you have this moment coming where you just feel aligned and you see everything so clear. So during this time, I feel like it's going to last a couple days. Journal as much as you can. Whatever comes to your mind with such clarity, write it down, because then we, of course, start back out into the ebb and flow of our lives. But write down as much as you can. This also can represent that you have an opposite that comes into your life that you get to experience, someone completely different than you, but you're okay with it. It really is intriguing. It is an adventure, and that's what I kind of feel. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, that's what shakes everything up, you know, because it's like before you meet them, you come to this beautiful balanced place in your life where you just feel, oh, wow. And then you meet them, and then it's like, it's like you've all your, Mother Hubbard, not Mother Hubbard, the old woman that lived in a shoe. She, all kids were away at school, and she cleaned up the house, right? And then they all came home, and it's all over the place again. But it's almost like you got bored. You're like, okay, well, this is good, but I want some excitement, and boom, here they come. So I like that for you, Grace. So a wonderful, wonderful journey, though. It feels very good and very productive. So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you. Many blessings, Grace. And see you, Shanta. Hello. Everything is well. I hope everything is well with you. And you want any spiritual blessings coming your way that Spirit wants you to know about. Let's take a look here. You got some 448 action happening here because you got two very stable numbers here with these fours. You've got mental stability and emotional stability. And that comes about here with this. I feel like you've been working on this, reflecting on this. The Eight of Swords, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, all our expectations, and all that. And the Eight of Swords is us realizing what of our own thoughts and beliefs about ourselves or the world or a person or whatever was making us feel caged and trapped and blinded and small. But because the eight is about that you're aware of this and you're seeing it and it's expanding, that's what I feel brings in this wonderful feeling of being at peace in your mind and being at peace in your emotions. So you come to this beautiful stability here. It feels like the calm after a storm. It's usually like the calm before a storm. Well, there's a calm after the storm ends too, and it's like feels good. It feels very solid. You feel very stable, stabilized. It just feels balanced is a wonderful word. And so spirit wants you to know that this is a blessing, right? It's like because of the work that you've done, because of that reflection that you've done, this is the benefit that you get from it. And it's kind of like a high five, like high 10, you know, on the work the inner work that you've been doing and the inner reflection that you've been doing, the letting go of fears of different types and beliefs that no longer serve. So you've been doing kind of a mental spring cleaning that brings in this beautiful balance. So that's what they want you to know right now, see you, Shanta. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So Pinky, you would like an energy reading. I'm going to take another sip here. All right. Let's see what they want you to know about the energy going on right now. All right. All right. I thought you were kind of in a hermit kind of mode going on here. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do all these cards at once. Let me just do it this way. Because we have two nines here. You have the Nine of Swords, which is, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets. And it's known as the insomnia or the nightmare card, or you're a lot on your mind, a lot of reflection going on here of, it means that you may be having trouble going to sleep because you have so much on your mind about something or some things or someone's. But it also is like you dream about it, you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it, you wake up in the morning, first thing thinking about it. And the Knight of Wands represents all this energy that's happening here, because the wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, just your energy. And it's like represents an energy block where all of this that's on your mind, all of this that's going on has been keeping you feeling like you can't move forward. And that's why it's like you grow tired of the results that you're getting in the outside world, and you just kind of have this pause where you're just looking inward and kind of figure out what is going on. Why does this keep happening? Why is this pattern? Why do I keep on drawing the same person, and why do I keep drawing the same circumstances and the same things keep happening? What is up? But it's happening for you. And this inner reflection that you're doing is teaching you a lot, because the Six of Pentacles here is really about your tendency to overgive in your life, where you are giving to everyone else, and you don't allow people really to give a lot back to you, or people don't give back to you when you're wanting them to in your conscious mind. The Six of Pentacles is it's codependency awareness card, but it really has transformed into this overgiving awareness card, where it takes us back into the subconscious, because that's where the energy that's going out and creating these barriers is coming from. And it's coming from our little inner child, who, when it was younger, the emotional body, 7 years old and younger, developed this way of looking at life and looking at uh, the rate of exchange of giving love or giving, which is out of whack. It became where someone or someones, when we were younger, we felt we had to overgive to them to get a little bit back, striving for attention from someone. Parents are usually the usual suspects, of course, or grandparents, or it could be coaches, it could be teachers, it could be siblings, it could be friends, it could be anyone 7 years old and younger, that where you had to give a lot to get a little back, and not knowing any better, our little human self, because there were important relationships, important people that we wanted to have that attention from. We took that, I have to give you 100 coins of that, love to get 1 coin of love back. And we just didn't know. Like I said, children don't know any better. So we just brought it down, saved that as our rate of exchange. But this reflective time for you is to really bring that back in from the subconscious into your consciousness. Thinking about, who was it that I felt I had to overgive when I was young and I got very little back. And then it's like, oh, and now that it's in our consciousness and you identify it, boom, a little edit button appears. I like it. You click on it, and then it lets you in to get rid of those zeros. Instead of 1 to 100, it's 1 to 1. So it balances out, and you click save, and then that goes back down into our subconscious, and it changes your ability to receive. It's your worthiness to receive in the outside world, whether it's love or promotions or jobs or whatever it may be. Suddenly we're able to receive it, and the energy, our subconscious energy, is not rejecting it away from us anymore. So I like it for you, Pinky. It is a very, I know, fun time, but it's a freeing time and well worth this effort that you have been putting in or will be putting in that. So I like it for you. So that's what they have right now for you, Pinky. Many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So we have to Divine Goddess. And anything that you need to upgrade in yourself to meet with Mr. Right. Check mark. What are the check marks? Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know? What will help you to meet Mr. Right? Okay. We've got this balancing heart and mind here, which is good. The Queen of Swords, she connects to the capital Teacheress of the higher realm, allows you to see things, literally from a different perspective, way up there, sees things clearly from unconditional love, which allows you to cut away any type of expectations that you have around what, true love will look like. The Four of Cups can mean like emotional stability, but mainly it's like finding the love that I haven't found to this date. Because normally there's like 3 cups, and they're really bored with the 3 cups, and the Ace of Cups is being offered, which is the viewpoint of unconditional love from up above. So what you find, one, is connecting to that unconditional love from up above allows you to expand your self-love. So if you think of that as like an upgrade, that definitely helps you love others more and receive love others more, from others more, because we cannot love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. I love how Spirit showed me, if I love myself that much, no matter how much love I want to love someone, it's just going to drip out. And no matter how much love they want to give me, it's just going to drip in. But the more I expand my self-love, connecting to the unconditional, eternal love of the spirit realm, finding that love that's in my heart, then that expands my self-love, expands my ability to love so much more, love the other person more and receive love more. And it just creates a very healthy, beautiful relationship. And the Queen of Swords, back to that with the expectations that we have around who someone should be, who someone's supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, how a relationship is supposed to be, how it's supposed to unfold, blah 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 blah. All these opinions in our head, from very early, that we've been just flooded with, when we look at it from a place of unconditional love, rather than having a very restrictive view. As we get rid of we allow spirit and creator to bring in that relationship for us, instead of saying nope nope nope, it has to be this. It's like having a huge catalog of toys as a child, and ripping one page out and giving it to the creator, going, now the toy has to be on this page. And they're like, really? You haven't looked through the entire catalog though. It's okay. I've been told that this is the best toy and I want that toy. And but if we are like, you know what, you know me better than anyone, and you're the one that has the credit card, you're the one that can buy me whatever. And they know back in the back there's these huge that I'm just blown away by, right? So that's the kind of opening that can happen, is letting go of the how and the who and the when, and focusing on the unconditional love that just raises our love vibration, which tracks in something completely different than we've been looking for. And because when we're at our lower vibrational energy, with all that fear and all these supposed tos and shoulds, we attract something that's not in alignment with what our heart really wants. So that's what they have for you right now, Divine Goddess. So many blessings to you. That is what they have right now. So hopefully that is helpful. Many, many blessings. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. So rose flower with the yellow rose flower, as I have a couple roses that come in here. So that is for the yellow rose. Hello, hello. And you'd like to get a reading on what's coming next for you next week at work. All right, let's take a look here. What is coming around the mountain? Have this picture of like angel on one shoulder and devil on the other. But this is oh, wow. So you have this in two major arcana. So this going to be a significant week for you next week. Do you have an important decision to make? The Lover's card does represent decision making, like an emotional decision, because you have two choices. And the Devil card is like this rattler and shaker of our beliefs and our mindsets. And so the devil is like our shadow side. It appears to help us release ourselves, to help us escape from this web that's keeping us trapped into old mindsets of what we've been told, is supposed to be and should be. And this is what you should want. But I feel like if opportunities are coming up, or if there's a decision to be made, your shadow is really having you try to step away and decide with your heart, with your high heart, like from a different point of view than the old ways of thinking that you have been conditioned with, and that have, come up in your life with, right? So it's like this, I don't know. It's like if you have a job offer, an opportunity, like they're saying, well, we're going to this position's, and this is not what they're saying, but it's an example of like, this position you're in is being eliminated, so you have a choice. You can go into this department, and then you can try to find a different job within the company when you can, or you can take this severance package, and then you'll just be out of a job. And it's like, oh, maybe we were raised, oh, stay with the thing that's for sure, because severance runs out. You don't want that. Stay with the company and keep doing it. Da, 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 da. And if you're like, well, this is what I've been taught, this is what I should do, but your heart is going, take the severance package, because when you do, you have this time to really search for the job that you've always wanted, and you're able to get into school, or you're able to get into this job, or it just allows you to see this new opportunity that opens up your life in a different way. So that's the kind of example I feel is coming up, where you have an opportunity of making a choice and um, following your heart instead of the conditioned brain of, well, this is what I've always been told I should do. But your heart's going, no, follow your heart. So that's what they have for you, Rose Flower. How exciting. So let us know how that turns out. I would be interested. All right. So many blessings to you, Rose. We'll continue moving down the list here. And we are to Dijona Sturgis. So whatever comes out, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you. In fact, I do want to pull here from the Soul's Journey cards here. So let's take a look here and see. I guess I shouldn't say I want to pull, because it's not me. They're like, hey, look over there, pull this card. Oh, wow. So you got the self-esteem card. What a beautiful card. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I like it. So true, so true. And it says, it is easy to perceive others as being better than you. And this is a trap of the ego. There is no one greater or lesser than you. There are only those who have learned how to reveal their gifts to a greater or lesser degree. Everyone is born with unique abilities of the soul, and just like snowflakes, no two are ever alike. You have a unique perspective to share with the world and have come back this time in this lifetime to put your stamp on it. Perhaps you may not be aware or even in tune with your incredible and gifted self. Why not try to make a list of 10 aspects of yourself or abilities you possess that you love and hold in high regard? So you have homework, Dijona. 10 things, 10 gifts, 10 aspects or abilities that you know you possess, that you love and hold in high regard, and write those down. It's not always easy to write about yourself, but sometimes you need to be reminded just how special you are. Remember that you did not come down to this schoolroom by accident. You have meaning and a reason for being. You are a treasure chest of incredible gifts and insights. Now is the time to celebrate you. I agree. I love it. I am so glad that that's the message they brought through for you, because it is so true, and you have homework to do. So get to it. Many blessings to you, Dijona. I like that message. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here, and we to Always Victory. And we want to know, how does E view you? All right. Let's take a look here. How does E view you? All right. So, we've got the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords. So, the combination of these two together, I mean, of course, this is the heartbreak, disappointment card, and the Five of Swords is conflict and communication struggle, maybe even argumentative. But I don't feel like this is between you and them. I feel like they feel like you have gone through this. They kind of see that the Judgment card here and these X's is double endings and double new beginnings. I don't know how long they've known you, but I feel like they have known you long enough or know enough about you that they have this viewpoint that you went through a lot of disappointments and a lot of struggles and had a lot of conflict with people in the past that you've really overcome and you've risen. The Judgment card here is like your higher self calling you to this higher place. And I feel like they just feel like whatever struggles, whatever this was from the past that they were witnessed or heard about or whatever it may have been, they just have this viewpoint that you have, like, this is your past and it's behind you and it's made you who you are today, but you are just, they view you as having been through a transformation that you and this is interesting. I'm sorry, they're just chatting away in my head. That they realize and they see how you handle conflict and how you handle things that would be disappointments. Do they work with you? Because for some reason I was showing, like at work, and maybe it's just the example they're giving where people are being um, unprofessional and or attacking and this where they were witnessing it and they were getting, like, their hair was standing up because they didn't like how people were acting, and you just have this, all right, I hear where you're coming from, and you don't, like, you don't accept the invitations to battle. You're like a peacemaker. And so I feel like this is their viewpoint, is that you're like, you are a peacemaker. I don't know why Benjamin Franklin. Oh, I think he was the great equalizer, or he would help people. Um, I think he helped, like, coordinate people and help resolve things for some reason. I don't know where that's coming from, but I just feel like that's their viewpoint of you, that you just bring peace, and you learned a lot from the past, and it's kind of like a respectful thing. So that's what I feel is coming through. Always victory, if that makes sense. But that's what's coming through. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. So continue moving down the list here. And we are to LA. You'll be the next free reading. I did get a donation come through here. Let me just take a look here. All right. Thank you so much, Renee, for your donation. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. And we'll take a look at their current energy and feeling towards you. So I'll be back to you, LA, after I complete the donation. So what are their feelings? Oh, right. Let's see what these are here. All right. So let me just make sure here. Okay, so it was energy and feelings is what I was pulling for. So it's like, okay. So it is, I feel like they've been having some changing of things here. Well, let's take a look. So we've got like the energy they have towards you. I feel like they see you here having peace of mind at being with yourself, if this makes sense. The Nine of Pentacles is you being more alone in a garden with spirit. You're finding your worth and your sense of yourself with just you, and you've been letting go of expectations. I just feel like it's just very peaceful and very laid back and very self-sufficient. And I kind of feel like it almost like, you don't need me. And you're like, true, I do not need you. However, I may want you. I might want you. But I feel like there's this energy of, they're like, I don't even know if you really want me or not, or like the need. They like feeling needed because they, in our unhealthy, beautiful human way, that makes us feel secure. But it doesn't mean the next moment someone may not need us. But I feel like there's this. I don't like they don't feel like you need them, because in addition we have the Six of Swords, which is movement from one way of thinking to another. And the Ten of Cups here, the Ten of Cups represents overflowing abundant emotion, happily ever after and baby fishies, and everything else. Like, oh, they're just really, it's almost like they're looking at it from a distance over here, going, is that what we want? Is that what I want? Is that what I want? And it just feels very, you know, like they have this in the back of their head going, I don't know if you really need me. And I feel like there's a little bit of insecurity here around if this is what they want or not, um, because of those insecurities they have. And those insecurities may not have anything to do with you. Like, um, you're not the cause of them, but just you having this self-confidence makes them see a different picture in the mirror of themselves, if that makes sense. So I kind of feel like they're just, um, in this process of trying to understand what is it that they truly want, you know, because this anchor here is what's really standing out to me, when this was over here. It's like, are they going to put the anchor down? They're not quite decided yet that they want the anchor down, like, this is what I want. They're just kind of like, hmm, the star up here, what is my wish? Is this really what I want? I'm not sure. So, um, interesting energies. I don't know if anything has really changed now that I think about it. I don't know if that's what we usually get with this individual, that they're just, I don't know. I just don't know. We not wishy-washy, but like a rubber band. They come and they go. They come and they go. They come close and then they go away. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, anyway, well, I do. Well, I don't know. Sure. Maybe I do. I don't know. Well, and you're just like, "Oh, for the love of God, make up your mind." Almost like you're to the point. I don't care what the decision is. Just make one. I'm just tired of not knowing, or I'm getting whiplash. But that's what they have for you, Renee. So again, thank you so much for your donation. You hang in there. All right. All right. So do you have another donation? Thank you so much, always, Victory. And you want to know, why isn't E speaking to you, and will you reconcile? All right, let's take a look here. Wow. It's not that many. These cards are very slippery. A lot of energy, though. Woo-hoo. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I just feel like the reason, why they aren't speaking to you, the Six of Pentacles here really is standing out. And there is this energy that, I don't know if we've talked about this. I talk about the Six of Pentacles a lot because it comes up a lot. The Six of Pentacles jumps out so much. Um, but it is about we have this tendency in our society this way, in most places across the world, where, we try so much to get attention when we're young, but life seems to be so full and busy that it's hard for us to get attention from important people in our lives, especially like, 7 years old and younger, when we get this love, our love rate of exchange, where we have to overgive. And what happens with that is, when there's this huge out of balance, like we have to give so much to get so little back, that there's this energy block that we may not even be aware of, that pushes people away because we won't allow them to give to us. Even though our consciously we might be like, I want them to give me everything. Our subconscious, our inner child that was taught, no, no, no. Um, you know, if they give us 100, we have to give them 10,000 and we can't afford that. So we have to reject that offer. And even if we are saying, yes, yes, I want you to do that, the energy is pushing them away, going, no, you don't. And so no matter what we say with our mouth to someone, our energy underneath us, it's like it's um, stabbing us in the back almost. It's betraying us underneath to their subconscious, going, nope, nope. And they may not even know why they feel they can't give to us. We're like, why do you feel that way? What did I have I told you? They're like, I don't know. I just feel I can't, because our subconscious is interaction with their subconscious. And I feel like that is what's going on here. Why they're not speaking to you is there's this energy underneath that doesn't allow you to for them to give to you as much as they want to give. And I feel like neither of you are aware of that that's there. It's like an energy block. Um, oh, good. Thank you. I experienced it a lot myself too. But I love, yeah, thank you. Spirit definitely loves communicating with us and helping us here, because, I feel like, as far as reconciling, though, we've got the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, which is, and the Page of Pentacles, which is new opportunities that they're more moving off in a different direction. They're making new plans, with what they want to do, where they want to go. Um, and it has to do with that energy. So currently, reconciliation doesn't look like it's in the cards right now, but um, really, I feel like, every when we look at future things, it's all based on our current energy. If we change our energy, then it can change our future too. An example of that, which what really blew my mind, I did, and this was like 20 years ago. No, not maybe 20, maybe 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Because I've been reading cards for probably about 25 years. So it was like 5 years in, I was learning so much about, you know, readings. And someone had me do a reading for them, and they go like, right now, what's going to happen with my life? And all these cards were dark, dark, dark cards, and then the death card. And I go, usually the death card, doesn't mean death, it means change. But I go, for you, it is death, because they were getting caught up into, they were an alcoholic in, hereditarily, and they were getting into drinking alcohol, and they were like even drinking at work and stuff. And they were like, I don't know what to do. And what if I keep going on the route I am? And that death card just really made his eyes, it really came home with spirit. And I read for another, I think, 2 hours. We just read about different stuff in their life and all of this. And to make a long story short, I know, too late. After, it was almost like a spirit therapy session, because all the cards that came out showed him things about his life, really brought things to light. And he was going to go to counseling. He was going to, see what he needed to do all this. And then he goes, can you, just curious, can you pull cards again? Like, what's my future look like now? And I swear it was bright card, bright card, bright card, bright card, victory. It was all like, it was like total opposite. And I feel like that tells us that, our life, when we look at our energies, if I keep going with the energy I have now, this is where I'm going to go. But it doesn't mean that if I make a different choice through my power of choice, that things can't change. So they wanted me to really do that. They usually don't go into that much detail to explain that. So there is a possibility then of reconciliation, but based on right now, they're like, that energy is taking them away in a different direction. And it doesn't mean that if you change that, how we deal with that energy is we bring the subconscious beliefs, like, who was it that when I was younger that I felt I had to overdo. And we bring it into our consciousness, that allows us to change that energy. So that's how we do it, is we bring it from a program running underneath that we know nothing about, that's impacting us in a whole bunch of ways that we're all going, what the heck is going on? When we look into the subconscious, where 90% of our life is subconscious, so we bring it up and we're like, oh, it just becoming conscious of it changes stuff. So I like that for you. But so that's what they have for you, always victory. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you, and much love to you. Alrighty. And again, thank you for your donation, of course, as well. All right. So LA, we left off with you. And you want to know, what does Caleb think of you now? Oh no. Why do you want to know that? Isn't this the psycho you asked about earlier? No, I mean, we used psycho in a very comical, reflective way earlier, right? So the three of cups can represent joy and celebration and stuff, but I really feel like the three of cups is like a third party, and I kind of feel like maybe there was like um, and I almost feel like they have like, well, you were maybe number one, they have contestant number two, contestant number three. Like, okay, well, or you were plan A, and then they have plan B, plan C. The Eight of Pentacles is like this movement, in their physical world. So I feel like they will move on. I feel like they're going to go to plan B. So whoever poor plan B is, if you know who it is, give them a heads up going, duck and cover, duck and cover. But I feel like this is this movement forward, and that they're moving on to one of the backup plans because you might have been very clear on your communication. But that's what they have for you, LA. So whew, you're like, maybe the message was loud and clear this time. So I like it. All right. So many blessings to you. Daisy, you'll be the next free reading. I do have a couple of donations that came through. And so always victory. You want to know, would you be happier with someone new, or should you try to heal the situation? So we'll see what is for your highest experience. Or we'll ask exactly how you asked it there. Would you be happier with someone new? We'll ask that first, okay? And then, or should you try to heal the situation? Let's see what the energy would be if you tried healing the situation with them, with, transforming that energy within you. We'll take a look here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So someone new, you have the Six of Cups, which is old memories, and Six of Swords, changing of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. This is moving from choppy waters to calmer waters too. And you have the Magician, which is very empowering and movement forward. So I feel like with the Six of Cups, this also represents transforming old emotions into something of fear to something that's full of love. Could also be someone coming back from your past. But this feels very magical. This feels very flowing. The sixes are flowing energy. If you think of like three on each side, there's this flow in between. So it feels very empowering and, like I said, magical. When I pull the card, and I don't mean to laugh, it's just so I just crack up at Spirit, because should I try to heal my situation with E? Well, here's that Six of Pentacles coming up again. And it feels like it would take a lot of inner strength and a lot of effort to move from this cage of feeling abandoned, feeling left out in the cold. I feel like there would be like leftover, um, energy from the past. It would almost be like trying to get out of a cage of memory. So I almost feel like this is saying that it usually, with our human beings the way we are, we have such wonderful memories, which is our curse. Um, uh, at times, because when we have a relationship where things don't go so well, when we feel we've changed and we get back together with people, it's amazing the first argument how everything that they've done is just at our fingertips again. And it's like, "Rah!" So sometimes it's like, it's easier just to have a fresh start. It's almost like, if there's a fixer upper home, a fixer upper home that, well, I'm going to have to, rip out the carpets, and I'm going to have to, treat the hardwood floor underneath and put in new plumbing and new electricity, new lighting, blah, 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 blah. Like, or let's just burn it down and start from scratch. It will be cheaper and faster and less work to do. Um, Unless it's, like, oh, this, I'm really attached to that home. Is it really worth all the work? And that's something that you get to decide. But I feel like Spirit is saying it would be, um, you could be happier with someone new, because you won't have the history, because you're going to, look into that piece that you were talking about of, the not receiving, not allowing people to give. When you start and you have that, that's when the next relationship will come. Is after that, it's going to have a fresh start in a whole new way. That you don't have to drag all that stuff and along with you. So I know, but that's what they have for you. Again, that's why Spirit gives you both. Going, you could do it. Is if it's worth it to you. Some people are like, that house, I like the character in it. I don't want to tear it down. I'm going to invest all the time and effort and money into refurbishing it, and I want to do it. Or it's like, I'm not attached to it. Bulldozers, wrecking ball, let's go. But that's what they have for you, always victory. So hang in there. I know those are always, fun situations. So we've all been there, most likely, in this chat room. So all of our hearts go out to you. All right. And that's what they have. So, Spring, thank you so much for your donation as well. And you are wanting to know the spiritual lowdown about the weekend. All right. What's the lowdown? What does Spirit want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So you do have the Four of Pentacles coming in. I like this for you for this weekend because this energy is very grounding, very earthy. It's a solid foundation in the outside world this weekend. It just feels very not like organized, but just very, not a whole high highs and lows, just a very nice, like I said, things, you're safely protected behind this locked gate, and you're feeling good here. I like that. There's also this um High Priestess, which is stepping back into your High Priestess temple and spending some time alone. So maybe that's why it's a kind of a stable weekend. It's like you're taking time to connect to the high realm, and stepping behind the veil, and diving deep into the deep recesses of emotion. And I like that, because you do also have the Nine of Cups that comes in here. Nine being the Hermit's journey, turning inward and really looking at what your emotional wish fulfillment. Just it's a beautiful feeling, because of course they're it's like a dream come true kind of feel to it, which I feel like it's a time here with this diving deep and spending some time with yourself to find that. Oh yeah, spending time with you because you have the King of Wands too. I was like blah 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 blah, and then wands is our drive, ambition, passion, inspiration, etc. But also represents our spiritual energy, and for me, the King of Wands, especially when it comes up with a Hermit 9 and a High Priestess stepping back. This is connecting to your higher self, so it's a big weekend of spiritual reunion with your higher self, or if you're doing any kind of spirit work. But definitely, that's what's on tap. That's the lowdown for the weekend with those here. And I feel like they also want a numerology guidance card for you. So let's take a look here and see what they have here. Yeah, you got leadership. 8 plus 1 is 9. So there we go. Self-leadership. Well, let's see what else they come in here. Come on, there we go. So this card does indicate a time to lovingly lead and guide others who are less capable than you are. This may apply to your workplace, your community, your family, or your circle of friends. And this card coming to you today means you're being encouraged to have confidence in your ability to motivate and inspire those who accompany you on your path. This card also indicates a role as a leader in your field. You may choose to rise to the top of your game with your unique talents, or to lovingly lead others to a new, improved way of life. Either way, it's time to step up to the plate and adopt a position of authority, for you have a natural ability to lead. So, in order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are encouraging you to be a compassionate leader. Remember, a successful leader leads alongside others rather than from up above. Others graciously follow when you have their best interest at heart. So know that it is safe for you to lead the way. The You just can't hide anymore. Nope. Affirmation for this card: I lead others and in turn serve a higher purpose. Boom. Booyah. So, yes, that is what is coming for you. So, as you're doing this inner reflection and you're deciding, what is it that I want to do and how do I want to do it? And yeah, it is time for me to be that leader to help others and be in service of others. Yes, yes. It is time. It is time. Spring. It is time to spring forward. Spring. So I like it. That is what they have. So confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Many blessings for you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Yes, exactly. Is that your new screensaver? Boom. All right. Thank you again so much. That's what they have for you right now, spring. So many blessings and always victory. You are very welcome. So if you do try to heal with E, what is the outcome? Okay, very good. Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know here? Okay. So them in this order. So the Eight of Wands comes in. There would be a lot of energy. There's a lot of passion that would return. So a lot of energy. big thing that you would learn through it all too here. I mean, they have the Emperor, which is Aries energy. It's new beginnings, significant, um, stepping up and taking power in your life. So I feel like there would be it'd be a need to really stand true to yourself, though, too. Because they're showing here, the Eight of Wands is also messages from spirit, but it's like they're saying here, because here's all the opinion, and I just feel like if you are able to say what I want matters, and you stand up for yourself, and you really stand forward, then, and the power of choice card. There's two major arcana here, which these are powerful cards. It's like if you would be able to really, after you go through all that work we're talking about, right, in the last reading that we did, you would be standing in really in a stable place in your life, feeling like you've had this renewal, and you really have also been able to stand in this place of the Chariot, which is the power of choice. That on the other side of it, you'd be very strong. You would really realize that I'm the one that gets to that chooses what story I put with my mind, in a situation. Like, I'm the one that determines what story. I'm the one that determines how I feel. I'm the one that determines where I invest my energy in each moment. And it's not them that, that controls that. And I can't blame them. There's no blame to be made. I just own it. And so I feel like there's this huge transformation and strength at the end of it all. But I mean, it's like going to a CrossFit boot camp for 6 months, and you're like, I come out of it pretty buff and in shape. And um, yeah, I mean, yeah, in the end. But like I said, it's like going to a 6-month CrossFit boot camp where there's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and blisters, and it would take a lot for it. It's like that, like the house to re what do they call it whenever someone takes a home that's almost not livable to live in, and they convert it and they change it, and they do all this refurbishing inside of it. Takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of time to do. That it would so it takes a lot of effort for it. But in the end, it's like it's beautiful, but it was costly, of time and blood and sweat and tears, right? Time frame, like how long would it take? So here's the new journey. The full card came out. Let's see here. Anything about time? Yeah. They're like it's the patience that in order to have this new journey that will be a fresh start, they have the Hanged Man, which is the patience card. It basically, whenever I get these with timing, they're like in soul time, which it all depends on the transformation that you make inside and that they make inside, right? Um, so they're not like saying that it takes what is it, the number 12? They like a year, give it a year. What if it was a year? Would it still be worth it? You know, but I really feel with everything that's come through. I mean, if you're really, you get to decide for yourself always. It's your power of choice and your free will. But if we're asking spirit for their advice, okay, with all that information, I know it's up to me, but if you were in my shoes, what would you do? I feel like they're leaning to fresh start, because they're like, it's a lot of, they keep on saying it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And, if you want that adventure, that's totally up to you. But it's almost like they're talking to, you know, um, like a child of theirs, where they want to do all this stuff, and like, do you understand everything that you're going to have to do to get that? And they're like, I don't know if it's going to be worth it for you in the long run, right? After everything that it goes through. But that's what they have. So I know. But the great thing is you can always head off in that direction and see where it goes. You don't have to decide like today. You can, in regardless, you know that one of the things, like next step is to look at that energy of over giving and not allowing people to give to you, because that is going to impact all relationships, everything in your life, regardless. That helps the energy start to change. So it's like, you know what? That is number one priority, because that's going to be impact you and anything else that you do. So that's what I would focus energy on right now. So again, thank you so much for all your donations. I greatly appreciate that. Alrighty. So Daisy, we are to you for your free reading. And should you consider going out of state for graduate school? Your current school does not have the PhD for counseling, but other schools do. Think of Colorado. Hey, I'm in Colorado. But it's not a reason to go to Colorado. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles is about stay true to the authentic you. Do what you need to do. Don't listen to anyone else. It's like follow what you feel you need to do for you. The Four of Cups is emotional stability. And so, I just feel like there's this, it's like you're covered. Don't worry, follow your heart, follow what you are wanting to do. This staying true to the authentic you is really what is popping in there, which I like. I mean, so I feel like they're saying follow your path, and if you like, if they don't offer the PhD for counseling and that's what you need, then if you don't have to decide yet, then wait. But I just feel like they're saying don't listen to anyone else's opinion. Follow your own. Yeah, even the Emperor on the bottom, which is, not listening to all the other advisors that are all blah, 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 blah. I mean, you listen to them, but then you send everyone out of the room and you make the decision that you want for your kingdom. So what we'll do is we'll pull two cards here too, because I know you're trying to get some advice from Spirit. So what we'll do, because they don't have any shoulds, you just have different energies, right? So if you stay where you're at for your for graduate school, that's the energy for that. And then if you go out of state, what do they have for that? Okay, so if you stay where you're at, you still have the King of Pentacles. There's still abundance. It's still beneficial there. So which is good there, because doesn't graduate is like your master's, right? So like you can get your master's, and then if you want to get your PhD, you could always go somewhere else at that time, right? Am I getting that right? Is that what they're saying here? Yeah, because they said Two of Swords, you can go either direction and it would be beneficial in either case. So I kind of feel like they're saying, yeah, you'll have it's positive in either direction. There's no wrong choice. So do what you want. Because they're saying both would end up being fine. So that's what they have. They're kind of just leaving it up to you. That's funny. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you, Daisy. And we'll continue moving down the free list here. So lovely. Hello. An energy reading on Beth B. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know on Beth B? Didn't we get this for someone else too? But we had the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords is a balance between heart and mind. And the Knight of Wands is like this quest for energy, this quest of getting their power back. And I kind of feel like maybe they've been feeling out of balance lately and they're trying to understand and just feel like they, not so much that they're in control, but that they just feel like um, it's almost like they feel like their life got out of control into other like in someone else's hands, if that makes sense. Like they feel like their decisions are being made by other people, and they're like, I'm tired of people trying to control my life. I get to decide. And I feel like they're trying to step back into this power where they're taking that back, and they're trying to balance their heart and their mind by cutting away some fears that they have felt they've had in the past. You know, the Queen of Swords um, rolls over air, but of course, they also have the water element, all the queens do, which is where that balance of heart and mind come in. But a big piece that they have the Ace of Swords that allows them to see things differently from a higher perspective and cutting away like those fears that they've had that have been making them feel out of control. So I feel like they're trying to get their fear and anxiety under control. And a big piece of that is because they felt other people were trying to control them and manipulate them, possibly. But I feel like they are really coming into, I mean, they're on this quest. I'm going to get my power back. I'm not going to let people decide this stuff for me. And I feel like they're getting, uh, you know, ornery in a way. You know, they're getting their sassiness back a bit too, with this fire that's just welling them up. They've had enough. So I like that for them. It feels very positive. It feels like balance that's been they've been desiring for a long time is coming for them. So I like that for them. So that's what they have for you, lovely, lovey. Many blessings to you. And oh, well, that explains a lot, didn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, LA, I did probably about 30 minutes ago, maybe less. It's all rolling together, but I did read for you, LA. So, because you were like 3 free readings ago, but I had a few paid ones in the meantime to a few donations. So, all right. So, Mars, you are up next. So, more in depth on how he felt when he met you. Okay, let's take a look here. Deeper. What was it? I think it was Austin Powers or somewhere. Someone, he was rubbing someone's back, and they were like, "Oh, lower." He goes, "How does that feel, baby?" And they were like, "Lower." How does that feel, baby? I don't know why. You know, more deep, more in depth. You want it lower. They're starting to be funny now. So, Page of Cups. So, felt new love, new higher love, new way of love when they first met you here. Um, they also felt here. They could sense something about you that you weren't normal. They felt very like mysteriousness, like you were mystical. They could just tell you're, because high priestess energy, very in tune with spirit, and they could just sense that there was something deep, something so much. And is this what they said before, that they just sense that there's so much more to you, there's so much more in depth than they thought. Not that they thought that you were deep, but they just could sense that there's something so much more to you than you let on, and that, you know, there's like this, they could see it in your eyes. They're just like, there's something there. I mean, they just knew that, like there's this little little house on top of the ground, but there's this massive, 20 level scientific laboratory underneath the surface. They're just like, it was very intriguing and mysterious. They had these feelings when they met you. They're just like, there's a lot more to you than meets the eye. But they had this, this spark, this, new love feel of like, wow, who's this? Like huge interest. Their heart moved, boop, boop, boop. It's like the Grinch, their heart was grew 2 sizes. But that's what they have for you, Mars. So little bit by bit, right? All right. Eliza, you are up next. Very good. Thank you, Lovey. You are very welcome. And where was I? Here we are. So, Eliza, the views of R towards you. Let's take a look here. Wow, I just put that back in and it came flying back out. So we've got the High Priestess here. So their views of you, like I just read for Mars. I mean, this came out too. Again, there's this, they just felt like that there was more to you than you were letting on. It's a little different than Mars. I feel like they were like, what aren't you telling me? Almost like this seems too good to be true. Who are you? What are you hiding from me? I feel like there's got to be something that you're not telling me. They just had this feeling. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because they were deceived in the past. They had people that would hide things from them, and so they had a natural tendency to be a bit paranoid and suspicious. So I feel like they were like, they felt like you were hiding something. Of course, you weren't. Were you? But the Eight of Pentacles too, in regards to Ten of Cups. 10 of Cups is like happily ever after type of energy. And the Eight of Pentacles here, I just feel like there was this, and again, I don't feel like this had to do specifically with you, because I feel like they had this belief, and so this was the viewpoint that they put on you, is that it takes a lot of work to get to this, and they just didn't know if they had it in them to do all the work to get to this. And I feel like they thought that you wanted this, but you were just like, I can't do it. I mean, they were just like, I don't have, the ability to invest all that energy and work into there to make that happen. And so I feel like, that's what they were looking at there. So I just feel like they were putting a bunch of stuff on you that wasn't yours, but it was all the past stuff that they just put you in the bucket with it, and you didn't deserve it, but I feel like that is kind of what they're doing to you, or did to you, is they have you in this, you're like all these others. This is how everyone is. They don't have like separate buckets for anyone else. Everyone's in the same one. So you're like everyone, and you're like, without even giving you a big chance to prove differently, they're just like, no, you're just in there automatically. You have to climb out of that bucket. And no one ever has, right? If that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, Lisa. So many blessings to you. All right. And thank you guys so much too for all the thumbs up you've given the video. I just can't thank you guys enough for all the love, all the support that you do. And I just always want to say thank you for doing that. It seems like a small thing, but it does help spread the Zen love. So thank you, as always, for being a big part of the love tsunami we send out to the world. So thank you for all that. All right. Let me just see where we are at here. All right, so Zatavia Wimbush, apologies if I mispronounced that. You want to know if you add NR on Facebook, will he accept me? So if you send a friend request, will they accept it? Let me just refresh these cards here. And I know I've been on like almost at my 2-hour mark, but I think we're getting pretty far down the list. So I'll stand a little bit longer here. Let me just take another sip here. So, all right, let's take a look here. Will he accept the friend request if you send it to him? All right. You know, with the 9 of Wands here, the 9 of Wands feels like an energetic block, where not like that they'll block you. I just don't feel like they will respond, because the 9 of Wands is like this energy that is keeping you from receiving this request. What I mean by that is, we have these energies that are bouncing underneath the subconscious that have to do with our worthiness and our fears and all this fun stuff that's accumulated over our lifetime that we've pushed down, and we may not have, they're still running down there even though we're not aware of it. And so there's something with this 9 of Wands about stepping into your power of what are you focusing your energy upon, because it'll transform where your energy is going and what it is doing. The 9 is like a hermit's journey because it's the 9 in the major arcana, and it's turning inward to look at, what is this block, and why is something here keeping me from moving forward? What thoughts and beliefs, mindsets and emotions are kind of sparking maybe some fears or triggering some things that are making you like, what if they don't? What does this mean? And so I feel like this energetic block is what is keeping it. So if you do it in your current state, I don't feel like they'll accept it. I don't feel like they'll just leave the request there. And then something that you can do is look into your energies, look and do some self-reflection on the, subconscious, the self-love, those emotions, the triggers that are coming up, the fear of rejection. What is that? Where's that at? And then once you feel like, if you get to the point where you're not attached to the outcome, where if you're like, you know what, I'm going to do it, and if he does, they do. If they don't do, they'll. I don't care either way. Like, sincerely, you won't care either way. Your spirit will know. Your energy will know. Then things will be different, right? You won't care about the outcome anyway at that point. But it's like, where is the root? Where's the fear related to that? So that is what they have for you right now, Zatavia. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. I know you're like, I just wanted a yes or no. All right. So Mrs. Sweet Like Honey, you are the next free reading coming up here. And so what kind of place, Mrs. Sweet Like, so what kind of place, was M at that he couldn't tell you? Oh, okay. So what kind of like location was he at, and that he couldn't tell you where he was at? It's like, where are you? I don't want to tell you. Huh. So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about? Where was this M? All right. So we've got the King of Pentacles and we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, for me, there's this, it looks like very much scholar and schooling and thinking, which normally swords can be about higher learning, but I almost feel like they were at some sort of bookstore or some sort of location. It just feels like they were at some like fellow. It's weird energy coming in here, because I've got the King of Pentacles, which I'm reminded of here, one of the big lessons the King of Pentacles teaches the Four of Pentacles, which the Four of Pentacles remind me of a home. And so on one side, I feel like it's at someone's home that they couldn't tell you. But the Page of Swords is telling me about education. Like, is it someone that they went to school with, someone they go to school with, someone they studied with? But I just feel like it had to do with some sort of schooling, and they're at someone's home. So maybe someone that they knew from school, someone they knew from college, or some sort of educational thing, or teacher's home. I don't know. It just educational, but that's what I felt with that. It's weird. It is weird energy that's coming in there, but very mysterious. But of course, Spirit's going to only let us know what's important for us to know anyway. But that's what is coming in here. Like, it's a home of someone, but I feel like it's a schoolmate or an old person they knew in school, someone they knew in school at one point, or college, or something like that. So that is what is coming through. So many blessings to you, Mrs. Sweet Like Honey. All right. Continue moving down the list here. And Noel O'Brien. So will your application be approved for the apartment that you want? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. So with the Tower card here, I don't feel like the one that you're wanting right now is going to be approved, but it's happening for you. The Tower card tells us, like, whatever's removed out of our path, or removed out of our life, happens on purpose, for a purpose, because it makes space for something new for us, something better for us, and it clears our path to go in the direction that is more in alignment with where we're wanting to end up. I mean, instead of having this old dilapidated old home, you get to move into a high rise, which this is about. Two of Pentacles is about balancing that comes in the outside world. And the King of Cups also represents balancing of heart and mind. So I feel like what happens here, something that seems really good on paper and really good in the mind, there's something the heart wants more. And this keeping you from getting this other one allows you to move into something that's more in alignment with your heart and your mind balanced, rather than just what you think is supposed to be. Like, well, this is what I'm supposed to move into. Instead, it's like you find something that your heart really leaps at too, in addition to meeting the requirements of your mind, if that makes sense. So a no on this one, but I feel like it's for you, and you're going to be so glad that it ends up happening, because you find something like a better deal, something more that is to your liking, and you're like, I'm so glad that other thing fell through. So that's what they have coming through for you. So many blessings to Noel. We'll continue moving down here. So Cheery, you would like some angel guidance. Let's take a look and see what they have for you. So regarding love, we're really coming into here to the power of choice, and the King of Swords is about removing. And well, first of all, the King of Swords connects to the capital teachers of the higher realm that allows you to cut away some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, expectations you have around love, and who you're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, how things are supposed to be. But there's really this clearing out here of this coming in here, which is important because it allows you to be more open to who and how and when, which allows something more in alignment with your heart, where your mind is going, no, 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 it has to be this. It's like, well, that person's on back order for 1,000 years. But if we'll cut away those expectations and all those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, there's a lot that can ship in a week, you know? So I feel like angels guidance is really looking into your beliefs, these fears we have of losing conditional love, and what are all these rules around relationship that are, um, making things very difficult and to find love in our life because we're making it so hard on ourselves. So that's what they have for you, Chiri. So many blessings to you. All right, Kavita Soroha, you are up next here. And you want to know just a near future reading. All right. Whoa. All right, all readings are done. Hold on. Slippery suckers. Okay. Let me refresh these real quick. Maybe that's spirit saying, sorry, time is up, everyone. I have reached my 2 hour, little over my 2 hour time limit. So I'm going to see how many more I have to go here. So near future reading. Well, so you have the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is kind of a patience card, just like a promise that things do unfold. You do have fruition that comes up, but the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So it does take time for it, and it's kind of like this message of just, trust the timing, trust everything unfolding, and while you're waiting for things to unfold, just focusing on you here, self-love. Whenever there's a pause, type of patience card that comes in, it's usually a message from spirit saying things are slowing down so that you can turn inward and upward, expand your self-love so that you get that benefit. It's a win-win of, connecting to that eternal unconditional love from above, but it also then opens up the pipelines of love out to the world and to receive love from people too. So while you're waiting, it's like focus in on self-love, 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 connect to our higher self in the spiritual realm. As much as we can is where we really start to feel that unconditional, eternal love that we can't lose and it never ends. It's the most beautiful thing that we can define our worth by, because it's really stabilizing. So that is what they have for you, Kavita. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of go into a lightning round mode because I am reaching the end of my 2 hours. So I want to try to get through as many, though. So basically what a lightning round is, I start pulling just one card for each of the free readings. If you do want me to go deeper, I still accept donations. I do honor those. I'll prioritize those. I'll make sure I do complete them in this session, and I will go deeper into those. But for the rest of the free readings, we're going down to one card, lightning round. So blessed and highly favored. Hello. I hope you are well as well. So what does the near future hold for you? Well, so we have the Three of Swords here, which is the heartbreak and disappointment card, which what I feel for, I know, like, oh, great, I waited for that. But this is more, I feel like you're transforming some disappointment, some heartbreak, because I don't feel like these are fresh. I feel like like in my head, I didn't see like blood dripping from the heart. I feel like they're, these are old wounds. These are old, disappointments and heartbreaks. And I feel like what your future holds is that I feel like you've been working on really transforming these and really looking into where's my heartbreak? Where are my fears? Because the Three of Swords, basically, the prick we feel, like this, whoosh, 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 the three, arrows that got stuck in the rose, our heart, right? Thunk, 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 ow. It's fear. And you're understanding that what caused these feelings were fears of losing, like conditional love, these fears around what people's actions and words meant about you. But I feel like you're really diving deep and understanding those and seeing them from a different perspective. And so you're pulling out to allow them to heal, putting some healing salve on it. And it's, you know, I feel like I'm seeing like this Viking type of scenario where, you're like, I can take it. And you're like, well, the arrows have these things where if you pull them through, it's going to rip through. And you're like, it's okay. And you're like, "Grr," and then you break it off on the other side. You're just like, I'm tough. I can take it. But I feel like you're just tired of feeling the pain of it. And you're just ready to, get rid of them, the piercing, and then so that they can heal. So I feel like you've been on this journey of huge forgiveness, and in forgiveness being that you're deciding not to be a vessel of pain anymore because of someone else's actions or words, and you're ready to become a vessel of love. So I like that for you. So that's what's coming in your future here, blessed and highly favored. Many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Hearts Love Joe. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and welcome to the Soul Family. Glad to have you with us. And you want to know Jackson's current feelings towards you, and does he want to see you soon? Does he miss you? All right, let's take a look here and see what the Spirit wants you to know here. With the World card here, this is like ending of major cycles. It's the last card in the major arcana, which leads over to the Fool card, which is a new beginning and headed off in a new direction. So I feel like they are more headed off into a new adventure, a new journey. I don't feel like they miss people. I feel, like they are fire, but they don't want to be in a fire pit. They are like a grass fire or a forest fire. They consume, they move forward. They don't miss, they don't return, because a fire can't go backwards because all the fuel, that it burns through, there's nothing to burn to go backwards. So I feel like they are just someone that's self-consumed, and they just like to consume. They just move forward, forward, forward. They don't miss anyone. It's not personal. Like, they don't just not miss you. They don't miss anyone. They're just like always, what's next? What's next? What's next? It's like this, not that they're a narcissist, but it feels close to that, where they're just, that's all they know is, I've got to keep going. I've got to move forward. I've got to keep going. And they aren't aware of other people's feelings a whole lot. And if they want to see you, it's because they have something to consume, So I feel like this is for your best, that they don't come backwards. And I know it, because you'd really, really get burned. Whereas now you're just singed. Maybe you've lost an eyebrow or your bangs, but you don't want to be burned all up. And so I feel like Spirit is saying this is for you, and just to let the fire go. Don't try to get it to come back, because it wouldn't be for your highest experience. So I feel like you have something so much more in alignment for you, that is more deserving for you, for your future. So that's what's coming through, Hearts Love Joe. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. Hey, Blessing. Hello to you. Good morning from Nigeria. Great to have you here. Thank you so much. And so, love reading. Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for returning. Good to have you here. Hopefully you'll come around and visit often. So I love reading. Okay, let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. So love reading, karmic cycle. I see you added in there too. Wow. So you do have the Page of Cups here, which does talk about new love coming in, and it's a higher love than you've had before. I like this for you. I feel like you've been on this journey of, I've been down this road before, and I feel like you kind of felt like you were going in circles, like meeting the same type of person over and over again, and you felt like you were going in circles, but you were actually going up spiral staircases. And so even though you met someone who was similar in the past, you were not the same as you were. So you learned something new, and you learned something new about yourself and around your self-love. And then you moved up again, and you've always been evolving your heart, raising your love vibration. And I feel like you've been working on your self-love lately, which has raised your love vibration up to where now you are going to be drawing in, excuse me, someone who is more in alignment with a higher vibrating heart than the lower vibrating, because we all have different love vibrations. If we have vibrations that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love, then we draw in that. So when we do what we always did, we kind of got what we always got, and we're kind of doing the same things, but we were changing. But now I feel like you're doing things differently because you do want different results, and you do get different results with that. So that is what they have for you right now, Blessing. Hopefully you'll come back, and we're kind of doing lightning round for this last one because I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. So that's why I'm kind of doing little mini ones just to try to at least get everyone a little bit of something. So hopefully you'll come back, and we'll get you something even more deep. So many blessings to you, Blessing. All right. And so Source, Symbiosis, Metamorphosis. We have Lost List. Is that I'm not sure if that was a reading. So I'm not sure what that means. So I'm going to continue going on here. All right. Love and light to you, Deb, if you're still here. All right. The Real Hadiza, will you be in Hollywood? Let's take a look here. Well, it looks like you will go to Hollywood. Will you be a star? Is that what you're meaning? Because here's the sun. There's this bright shininess here, so this is victory. This is success. This is very much brightness that comes in here. So I like this for you. That would be a positive answer for you. And let me see here. You asked several questions, but let me make sure want to make sure everyone at least gets one question asked, if that's cool. I'm sure you understand that. Hadiza. Let's see here. Earth Angel, hello, hello. You can ask. Hopefully you did. If not, hopefully you heard all my updates about how to submit. All right. There you are. So what is coming in your finances for April? Let's take a look here. The Five of Swords, it's a transformational number, the number 5. And swords are thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. And what I like about this is for your finances for April, you're really getting clarity around your beliefs and your thoughts and what you're wanting from finances for April. So I like that because it's transformative. Usually it has an Ace of Swords and then 2 smaller swords, which is conflicting thoughts and beliefs, but that big sword in the middle allows you to see things from a higher perspective, and you gain clarity around your finances in April, which is a positive feel for it. Um, I think there's just some figuring out, like, is there budgeting? Is there new ways of making money, finding money? But there's this clarity that definitely comes around finances for you in April, which I like for you. So that is what they have for you. And let me just make sure here. All right. Hey, Julia, you are up here. So will D and you get married. Ooh. All right. Let's take a look here. Will D and you get married? What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. Well, you do have the Six of Wands, which is a victory card. It is, a bright, positive card here for me. So I feel like this would lean towards a yes for you, that you will get married, because it just feels very energetic. The Six of Wands, too, for me, because wands can be passion, that it's equal on each side, and so there is this equal draw, this equal attraction between each other. So it does feel like it's leaning towards a yes with that card there. So that is what they have for you. No self-love. I don't see any donation made, but I'm to the end here. So yeah. Someone else said they sent a super chat in the morning session, but it never showed up, and it didn't show up on any of my super chat reports either. So I'm not sure if it's acting up or what's going on. So, but I didn't have that there. But if you have a question, self-love, I'm doing the one card lightning round to finish up for this evening, since I've been on for almost 2.5 hours. So if you ask a quick question, I'll throw it down there. And sorry, I don't know what's going on with YouTube today. Maybe they're overwhelmed. So while I'm waiting for that, Ms. P, you want anything you need to know about your week ahead? Let's take a look here. The Six of Swords coming in here. And the Six of Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, and mindsets. And there is a movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So I kind of feel like this is like just saying, keep an open mind, be open-minded and allow yourself to see different perspectives. And don't, because if you like, no, my way is the highway, I feel like there'll be conflict that will come from that. But if you're just like, you know what, I'm going to be open-minded, I'm going to allow myself to see things from a different perspective, it'll help a choppy water situation move into something that is, more, calmer and peaceful and all of that. So that is what they have. Julie, I just did yours a minute ago. So if you want to rewind, you can check that out. But I don't see anything else. Hey, intuitive enlightenment. I know. I'm balancing. Oh, you couldn't hear, huh? Interesting. Well, you got the Six of Wands, I believe. And with the Six of Wands, it was a positive yes. So that is what was going through there. But, so that is what that was. Yay! I know, right? Because it was the three wands on each side. Wands is like passion, and so three on each side is like equal, feeling passionate, feeling equally the same attraction, and it's a positive victory type of card, being seen, being uplifted. So that would have been a positive card there. All right, and hopefully, Ms. P, you heard yours. Self-love. If you're still here. But while I am waiting for that, I do want to make sure everyone knows that I do have a drawing every Monday for a free personal recorded reading drawing, and celebrating reaching 1,500 plus YouTube subscribers. The last couple Mondays, I've had extra giveaway where I'm giving away a 1 hour personal recorded reading and 15-minute personal recorded readings. This next Monday is the last Monday that I'm doing that. So this video that I just posted is the video for that and how to get into that drawing. I have a couple of other, each Tuesday I post a video on the next Monday's drawing, like what it is and how to get into the drawing. I have a couple ideas of extra special couple drawings for this next Tuesday. So if you've subscribed, make sure to go into your settings and have all selected so you're notified on the winter videos, my new drawing videos. And when I put out new videos, like this morning, we did put out April readings for the month of April for each individual zodiac sign. So if you want to check that out, then here is the link to the playlist for that when those came out. I also have a ton of playlists, or a playlist with a ton of other videos, free videos, like pick a card readings for a bunch of different things. So if you want to check those out, make sure to click on my name, bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot. It'll take you to my main page where all my playlists are at. So a lot of free content out there. So I believe that is going to be it for this evening. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up. Definitely appreciate all the love and all the support. And I'm always blown away by your hunger and thirst to hear from Spirit and to seek after Spirit. So thank you guys for being here. And please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then tomorrow night as well at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you want to catch me then, I will be back. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, wherever you're at in the world. And please take care of yourselves, and much love to you. We'll see you soon.